Hi everybody, I hope you're all well. So um hmm, for today's vlog, I want to talk about my experience of a 20-day period, how I'm feeling on day one of my current period, which is only what, hmm, 10 days or so maximum since my last period, and the marina. I think, in all fairness, since I blogged about being excited to be on the marina, I should also inform you of how come I'm no longer on the marina. And all of these things are intertwined. So, my incentive for going on the marina, I really wanted to go on the marina. I've been asking gynaes, various gynaes, for years to put me on the marina. And I was frankly getting back a lot of patriarchal bullshit, frankly. So one guy said to me I'd have to convince him for him to put me on the marina because, as far as he's concerned, I should be trying for a child. I've had all of those kind of experiences. Until my current gynae, who's a woman, and I go and see her because I'm referred to her. My HB was really low. I think it was something like 3.7. It was 3 point something. And I go and see her and she's like, that's crazy. And then she asks me how I feel about being on the marina. And I'm like, that's what I've been wanting for years. But every time I see a gynae, they're like, well, you have to convince me. I'm not sure. And she agrees to put me on the marina. And I even have one. Like, my best friend, who's a doctor, had actually given me one as a gift 2 years ago. So we had that fitted. And I waited for my next period. It was lighter, but a day longer. The month after that was lighter still, but like 2 or 3 days longer. And so my period was not stopping like I was hoping it would, because that's what my research online had told me, that with the marina, you can actually get to a stage where you're just not really having any periods. It was not stopping, but it was just becoming longer and longer. But I was dealing because, the periods were lighter and I didn't worry about staining myself, and I didn't have to keep checking whenever I get up whether I've left a stain on somebody's seat or on my car seat or anything like that. And then last month I was in London for work, and I thought, oh, let me take advantage of being here and go to one of these free sexual health clinics and get tested. So clearly things have changed since I lived in the UK. I used to live in the UK, and previously when I'd gone to get tested for STDs and HIV and all of HIV AIDS and all of those sexually transmitted diseases, somebody would administer the test for you. But I go to this Dean's Express service on Dean Street in Soho, and it's now all self-testing. I was like, okay, I'm handed a self-testing kit, and I go to the loo. There's a video playing, and the video basically says, if you getting tested, like, there are two ways, right? It's either a vaginal test or an anal test, depending upon what kind of sex you're having. So the video shows the woman inserting a swab, said 12 or 5 or 10 times and pull it out. So I insert the swab and it 5 or 10 times and I pull it out, and I'm in so much agony. Like, it was quick though. It was like, when it's like, ouch, and I pull it out and I look, and my marina's hanging on the bottom of the swab. I've pulled out my IUD, so I go to reception and I tell the lady. She's like, oh my god, this has never happened. So she refers me to the slightly bigger practice up the road. So I go to the practice, and I thought they would, fit in another IUD for me, but no, they wanted to mainly know whether I'd had sex in the past 7 days, because of course sperm can live in your body, so maybe there was a need for them to give me the emergency contraceptive. But there wasn't. I ain't been getting some. So I was like, no. And she was like, well, do you want me to check you out and make sure everything is fine? And I'm like, no. Because I also had my period. I was at the time on day 12 of my period. So I did not want anybody to look down there to see if everything was okay. And I go home, and basically it's like my period has started all over again. In a nutshell, my period the last time lasted 20 whole days. Maybe even around to 21 with spotting, but 20 days. It was tiring, it was frustrating, and now I no longer have an IUD. So it's been a real mixed bag, because the minute the IUD was pulled out, my period became much heavier. I went back to the bad old days, which I'd kind of forgotten about. So much as I was frustrated with having had the IUD fitted, then I was like, oh my god, or maybe I should get it fitted again. Now I'm not really sure. For my period to stop the last time, I actually had to take some tranexamic acid. And now, obviously, I need to go check what my HB levels are again. But I'm wondering what other people's experience with the mirena has been. Have you tried it? Did you like it? Did your period stop? Did you just have light periods which lasted forever? I mean, the other thing for me as well is I felt like I was getting more spots, yeah, and I'm vain enough to care. So I want to know what were your experiences like with the mirena if you've tried it. If not, have you ever wanted to try the mirena or any sort of intra? I can't say it well. IUD intra, but intra. Oh, I can't say it IUD. You know what I mean. Let me know. All right. Thanks. Take care.